Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 22 rebuild. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the Buffalo Bills, but with the new addition of Von Miller here. What number is he wearing? 52? I don't know if I like that. I want him to wear 58, not even 40. I really thought 40 was a gross number with him on the Rams. 59, I'd be cool with 59. I'm not really worried about that. So this is what we look like offensively. I completely forgot Emmanuel Sanders was on this team. I thought he would have retired by now. Stephon Diggs is here. Gabriel Davis is a beast. They recently cut Cole Beasley. We got Josh Allen, of course, the beast. Some people can debate whether or not Josh Allen is better than Patrick Mahomes, but if Josh Allen was in Patrick Mahomes' situation with that team, I honestly think he would be better than Patrick Mahomes. But he is not in that situation. Don't get me wrong, Josh Allen still has an amazing situation. I'm just saying that if he had Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Mecole Hardman, and now Juju Smith-Schuster on the Chiefs, then yeah, I would for sure say that Josh Allen would be a better QB than Patrick Mahomes if they switched places. So with that being said, their running game sucks. Devin Singletary isn't as good as people think he is. They signed J.D. McKissick. I don't think that's really going to help their run game that much. Matt Breida was already here, I think. Zach Moss isn't really that much of help either. Stephon Diggs is a beast. People have a debate whether him or Tyreek Hill is better. Anyways, back to what I was saying. We got Gabriel Davis here, obviously. Super underrated. I think he had the most postseason touchdowns in NFL history with 4. In the Chiefs game, Emmanuel Sanders, obviously Dawson Knox. They signed O.J. Howard in free agency. They got Roger Saffold in free agency because the Titans cut him. So I guess they improved the O-line for a year for a little bit. Defensively, looking into it, obviously Von Miller. Gregory Rousseau only has normal dev. Why? I didn't know he was that bad this year. I'd never heard any bad things from him. AJ Epineza. Jerry Hughes is going to have to go eventually. So Von Miller, I'm going to keep that left outside linebacker, even though he is a red edge rusher. I want Gregory Rousseau to get a chance to get a dev up. And I'm going to let Jerry Hughes go here in a year. So that way AJ Epineza can start. Is that how you pronounce it? Epineza? Anyways. Micah Hyde's a beast. Jordan Poyer's a beast, but they're both going to regress. Matt Milano, did they sign him on a huge deal? I hope not. He's 27, about to start regression. Tremaine Edmonds, I think he got drafted at the age of 19. He's a beast. Tre'Davious White, Teron Johnson, Neal, I don't know who that is. Tim Settle, they signed from the football team. And yeah, we're looking pretty good. I'm going to wait for Von Miller to move down. He's going to play the specialist, rush left end, so don't worry. For those guys saying, oh, he's an edge rusher, you have to move him down. All you have to do is put him in the rush defensive tackle, right end, or left end position, and they're going to be considered an edge rusher. Moving, yeah, I'll just keep this rotation here. Yeah, I'll just keep that rotation for the running backs. Gabriel Davis in the slot, Matt Milano, Tremaine Edmonds. Everything else seems pretty good here. So apart from that, guys, it's now time to skip in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are somehow 2-4. Why? Yeah, I'm going to import the realistic draft classes here. I'm going to import this draft class back out here. Dude, you can't be serious. This is so annoying, bro. Let's see what's the problem. It should not be the offense. 27th offense? How? How? Is our rushing game just that bad? 6th best defense. Okay. So let's go to the roster, figure out what's up here. I use Tampa Bay's offense, which like 90% of the time gets me like a top 10 offense. Vertical zone run is usually what I go with. So vertical zone run, 4.75 works with Pittsburgh's defense apparently. So, yeah, there should be nothing wrong with our offense. Hopefully that picks up now that the scheme is slightly changed. Players ready to negotiate here. Let's see what we got. Jerry Hughes, no. Emmanuel Sanders, no. Isaiah McKenzie, no. Zimmer, Matt Breida, everyone here is garbage, so I don't want any of you guys. So apart from that, guys, it is now time to jump in to the playoffs. We are in the playoffs, actually making the playoffs, finishing 9-8, top of the division. How? Coming off a win to the Jets. Okay, you're going to face the 10-7 Raiders, who are better than us, but we get the first seed because we somehow won the division. And Josh Allen didn't do as good as I expected him to. 19th offense, 18th defense. Our defense took a tank in the second half of the year. 4,400 yards, 31 TDs, 16 interceptions, 60% completion percentage. This is not what I expect from a 91 overall X Factor. Devin Singletary, just garbage. Emmanuel Sanders, 1,200 yards, 9 TDs. Wow. Gabriel Davis, 17 TDs, 1,000 yards. Stephon Diggs was the worst out of the 3. Interesting. Looking at it defensively, Tremaine Edmonds, 119 tackles for a loss, 17 for Ed Oliver, sacks, 15.5 for Von Miller, Matt Milano, 13.5, Jerry Hughes, 6.5, interceptions, 5 for Trey White, safety, 0, defensive touchdowns is 0. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to see if we can beat the Las Vegas Raiders to move on to the divisional round. Can we do it? We don't. 20-17. So apart from that, guys, it's now time to jump into the offseason. And the Cowboys beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Michael Parsons wins Super Bowl MVP. And there are no awards here for the Buffalo Bills. Let's look into the roster to see if there is any development upgrades. Offensively, I'm assuming Emmanuel Sanders got one. He did, but he's not going to be re-signed. And Roger Saffold has regressed 2 whole overalls. Defensively, looking into it, we look the exact same. Anyways, except Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer have regressed. We're going to move into the re-signed players here. AJ Epineza is going to start now that Jerry Hughes is out of the picture. So we're not going to worry about that. Unless Jerry Hughes just decides to retire this season. It's not really going to matter either way. He's not going to be on this team next season. 2021 retirements. AFC East. Roger Saffold retires. Okay, that's kind of big, but not really because he was regressing anyways. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see who we have here. We have Emmanuel Sanders, Jerry Hughes. What else? Isaiah McKenzie. Nope, I don't want anyone else here. And I'm going to skip out on free agency because a lot of free agents in real life will be in this free agency, and I don't want to sign a free agent by accident and then have the Bills not sign anybody. The Bills also just signed Josh Allen last year on a massive deal, and they also just signed Von Miller on a massive deal, so their cap room shouldn't be as big as it is in Madden. But anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time just to skip into the draft. In the draft, I'm picking up Kenyon Green, right guard out of Texas A&M, hidden depth, 90 strength. I think we need to get that offensive lineup for Josh Allen. Even though Roger Saffold did retire, it's not really that big of a deal. So it's now time to move into the second round. In the second round, I'm picking up Perion Winfrey, defensive tackle out of Oklahoma. He's going to finish off that defensive line for us. Here we are after the draft as Green is a 75 overall. That's a nice pickup. Darrell Williams is going to play at left guard for now. And yeah, offensive line is looking a little bit better. Lucas is a 67 overall. How old are you? Spencer Brown, I'm going to start because he's younger. Well, he's around the same age. Winfrey, I'm going to start as second string defensive tackle. I'm going to move Von Miller above Gregory Rousseau because Gregory Rousseau only has normal dev, unfortunately. If he had star dev, I would maybe keep him there. But Von Miller is going to crash down to left end here. And yeah, defensively, I said move down to left end. Thank you. Winfrey is going to move up here. AJ is going to move up. Got all that. Matt Milano, making sure I have everything I want. Offensively, cool specialist. Let's see what we got. JD McKissick. OJ Howard, I don't want you playing as my slot, please. Stevenson, how old are you? Okay, you're younger, so I would be okay if you got a dev up. And Gregory Rousseau, AJ. I guess Gregory's going to play over AJ, apparently, because they moved AJ to defensive tackle. Interesting. So apart from that, guys, I would say that it is now time to move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a win to the Packers, as we are 6-1, top of the division. That's a way to turn around from last season. Players ready to negotiate. Dawson Knox, of course, I want you back. Even though we have OJ Howard, I still want you. And we re-sign him. Jordan Poyer, I would like back. How long, though? Yikes. I don't know if I want to do that deal. I don't want to do $9 million a year, and by the end of the season, you're going to be an 83 overall. So I don't think so. Tremaine Edmonds, yes, please. So let's up that money for him, and he re-signs. Ed Oliver, yes, please, as well. I should have got a fifth-year option for him, but I'm not going to really worry about that. So I'm going to sign him, and he re-signs. Mitch Morse, Devin Singletary, no. Mitch Morse, no. Can I get you on a one-year deal? 2 years. I'll take that, actually. And he resigns. Everyone else, no, I'm not going to resign Devin Singletary. He's garbage. Anyways, it's now time to move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, 13-4, coming off a loss to the Patriots, as we are at the top of the division with a first-round bye. Let's go. That's awesome to see. Let's look into the stats and awards here. Offensively, Josh Allen looks like a top 5 QB, 7th best offense in the NFL. Defensively, 2nd. Awesome to see. 4,800 yards, 35 TDs, 10 interceptions, 65% completion percentage. Devin Singletary, 16 TDs, but 3.8 per carry and under 1,000 yards for 250 rushes is gross. Gabriel Davis, 1,100 yards, 6 TDs. Stephon Diggs, 8 TDs, 1,100 yards. Marquez Stevenson, the slot, 1,000 yards, 8 TDs. Good stuff. Looking into it defensively, Tremaine Edmonds, 124 tackles for a loss, 20 for Von Miller, and 20 for Ed Oliver as well. Sacks, 27 for Von Miller, breaking the record. Ed Oliver with 7.5. Interceptions, 4 for Trey White. Safeties on the team, 1 for Von Miller, 1 for Matt Milano, 0 defensive touchdowns. Von Miller's quite successful on this team. Let's see who we're going to be facing in the divisional round, and let's see if we can beat them, as it's going to be the 10-7 Chargers. This is actually a pretty good team. They're an 85 overall, and we are also an 85 overall. Let's see if our overwhelming offense can stop them, and they can't. 20-32, our defense did not hold up very well, so I guess it's now time to move in to the offseason. And once again, Cowboys win back-to-back Super Bowls, and Dak Prescott won Super Bowl MVP, beating Deshaun Watson in the Browns, because yes, all of my rosters are updated, so Deshaun Watson is on the Browns, and Von Miller wins Defensive Player of the Year. That's cool to see. Now watch him regress after he just won Defensive Player of the Year. He was like, what, 92 overall? Let's see what his overall is now. 91. Yeah, he regressed. Wow. Thank you for giving me Defensive Player of the Year and then making my players overall go down. Thank you, EA. Quality game. Anyways, offensively, let's see the upgrades. Green only has star dev. I'm fine with that. Everyone else here did not get a dev up. Defensively, Ed Oliver is a superstar. Matt Milano is a superstar. Winfrey is only a star. And that is all I see here. So apart from that, guys, I would say that it's now time to move into the re-signing of the players. I don't want Jordan Poyer back because he's going to be demanding $9 million a year for like 3 years. So I can get him cheaper in free agency. I can sign him back, but I don't think I'm just going to sign him here. 2022 retirements, AFC East. Tom Brady retires back. He went back to the Patriots. Hold up, what? Tom Brady retired on the Patriots? He went back for a reunion, and then I can see that happening in real life with Brady. He just goes back to the Patriots and plays a year, then retires. Jordan Poyer, no. Devin Singletary, you're garbage. Everyone else here is a no. So it's now time to move into free agency. So after free agency, I completely forgot to record that part. I just skipped into the draft naturally for some reason. We got Kareem Hunt, we got McCullough Hardman, and then I overpaid McCullough Hardman by a lot. I paid him like $12 million. Jordan Poyer, I got on a stupid cheap deal. I only paid $4 million a year for him instead of $9 million is what he was asking for. So I like that, as he is back for the rest of the rebuild unless he retires. And I also got Jake Bailey, I believe, on a stupid cheap deal. Yeah, I did. So yeah, apart from that, guys, we're in the draft now. My first round pick. What do I want here? Defensive tackle. DB is actually a guy that I need. B zone coverage doesn't look the best. I don't know if I want that. Let's see what else we have for DBs. Sean Ferguson. D catching. No. That doesn't tell me anything about him. What about this guy? Sidney Davis. B catching, B man coverage. This honestly looks like way better than most of them. Sidney Davis, hidden dev. I was glad to pick him. 95 speed. He was a second round projection. I took him at the late first round. Sidney Davis is going to be my first round pick, and I like that. And in the third round, I'm picking up Devontae Watson, left guard out of Nebraska, 84 strength, probably a low overall. He is going to start at left guard. This is the overlook of the team after the draft. Watson is a 64 overall. I'm going to start him at right guard then, since the other one is... Actually, no, he should be starting at left guard. It's just... Yeah, the other guy is... Let's back out here. I'm going to make sure that the other guy moves to left guard officially. Yeah, Kenyon Green. So that way my guy can start at right guard and won't be constantly flip-flopping over and over and over again. We're going to move you to left guard. It's probably going to switch him back to right guard. It's not, so let's do that. And Watson is going to move up because Darrell Williams, 31. He's not going to progress anymore. So team has improved significantly. now that Mecole Hardman is here as well, and O-line has slightly improved. Well, I mean, I guess the overall technically has not improved, but for future development, yes. Spencer Brown, I mean, is a 76 overall, so he's not horrible. Matt Milano, are you a right outside linebacker? Yes, because you constantly flip-flop over and over and over again. AJ is going to start. Teron Johnson. Davis, wow. 75 overall, great first-round pick. And AJ is going to be there. Cool. Matt Milano, Gregory Rousseau, Zach Moss. I'm going to start Zach Moss there. Defensively, I'm going to start Gregory Rousseau since it keeps making AJ Epineza the rush defensive tackle. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it's now time to get into our third season and the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a loss to the Raiders, as we are 3-4, third in the division, as the Jets and Patriots are 5-2. I don't know if we'll make the playoffs this season for some reason. Stephon Diggs, let's give you a big payday, and he wants more. Okay. Von Miller, I want to keep you back for the rest of this rebuild despite your aggression. $11 million a year is better than $17 million a year is what the Bills gave you in real life, so that works for me. Gabriel Davis, I would like you back as well. He resigns. Micah Hyde. Ooh, this is actually relatively cheap for what I thought I would get you for. He resigns. I only put on 5 years because I think he's going to retire before then, and it spreads out his deal. Tyler Bass, I do want you back. Let's up the money for you because you're a kicker, but why not? Sure. OJ Howard, no. AJ, you're good depth. You're not even expensive. I'll do that even though I don't even use you. Darrell Williams, no. Zach Moss, no. Everyone else here is a no. So apart from that, we're going to have to re-sign Stephon Diggs in the offseason. Let's move to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, sneaking into the playoffs, coming off a huge win to the Patriots in Week 18 as they finished 11-6 top the division. Jets finished 10-7 second in the division. We finished 9-8 third in the division. Get the 7th seed. It's so stupid how this good of a team gets 9-8 the 3rd seed and the Jets beat us out. Whatever. Stats and awards. Let's see what we have here. Josh Allen, not good in touchdowns, great in passing yards, 2nd best offense in the NFL, 8th best defense. How does that make sense? Top 2 offense and a top 10 defense, and we're 9-8. 5,100 yards, 29 TDs, 13 interceptions, not good TD interception ratio. 63% completion percentage. Kareem Hunt, 15 TDs, 4.2 per carry, 1,100 yards. That's more like it. Mecole Hardman, almost 1,500 yards, 7 TDs, great season. Stephon Diggs, 9 TDs, 1,300 yards. Gabriel Davis, 928 yards and only 3 TDs. Looking at it defensively, Tremaine Edmonds, 102 tackles for a loss, 14 for Von Miller, sacks, 24.5. My God, Ed Oliver with 7 sacks, interceptions, 5 for Jordan Poyer. Way to bounce back, especially since you're on a stupid cheap deal now, Jordan Poyer. Looks like you've been humbled. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So anyways, guys, apart from that, let's see if our 2nd best offense and 8th best defense can beat the 11-6 Cincinnati Bengals to move on to the divisional. That's what I thought, 42-14. Now we're going to lose to the Chiefs because of a coin toss in overtime. Does that ring a bell, Bills fans? Anyways, we lost 28-25. That sucks. It's now time to get to the offseason. Here we are in the offseason as the Chiefs beat the Giants in the Super Bowl. That's interesting, as Patrick Mahomes wins Super Bowl MVP. And Von Miller wins back-to-back Defensive Players of the Year. But guess what? They're going to lower his overall because that's how EA's regression system works. You win league MVP 5 times in a row? Doesn't matter. You're old. Regression. Yeah, look. See how he gets +5 boost? It's because, look. Oh, regression. No way. They give you some XP that really doesn't matter. NFL sacks leader, defensive lineman of the year, defensive player of the year, gets all this XP, but he still regresses. Yeah, makes total sense. Yeah, logic. EA, thank you for your garbage game that we pay $60 a year for. Anyways, looking at the team, Darrell Williams regressed. Watson's going to start. He should have been starting before. And literally no upgrades. I would think Mecole Hardman probably should have gotten an X factor for almost 1,500 yards in a season. Defensively, looking into it, it looks like Matt Milano's regressing too, and Micah Hyde is as well. Looks like Davis only has star dev. I'm fine with that. Gregory Rousseau is an 85 overall with the boost now. That's cool, I guess, but he still doesn't have star dev. So let's move into the re-signed players to look at the retirements and the upgrades. I'm sure we won't even make the playoffs in the 4th season because that's how EA works. I don't know what it is whenever I rebuild the Bills or anytime. Bills in simulation just suck. I don't know why. They're one of the few teams that are just garbage no matter what happens. AFC East, Yep, nobody retires. That's fine. Let's look into the players ready to negotiate here and see who we have. Stephon Diggs, he's gonna be a baby about his contract. It's kind of like how he was a baby on the Vikings. We're gonna re-sign him though, and he resigns. OJ Howard, no. Zach Moss, no. Everyone else here is a no. We have $12 million to spend. I'm gonna skip out on free agency and go to the draft and try and trade for a player. I'm not trading my first round pick for Isaiah Simmons. I'm going to move him to left outside linebacker. Now I'm trading a 2 and a 5 for the defensive back Kendall Fuller. And that's going to basically solidify our team completely, especially the defense. So now I'm just going to skip to the end of the draft. Here we are after the draft. This is the final overlook of the team. We're looking pretty great offensively, as we always have, and defensively. Isaiah Simmons is a superstar player, so I'm going to move him to the left outside linebacker, as Matt Milano is going to continue to play right outside linebacker. If this will ever load at any point in the year, it finally does. Isaiah Simmons wearing number 29. That kind of looks gross. Defensively, this is what we got. AJ Epineza has really done nothing for us this rebuild because he's been rotational. Davis is still not bad. I'm going to move him up over to Ron Johnson. Our safeties has just slowly regressed throughout this rebuild, but it's fine. Specialist. Let's make sure we refresh this and the CPU knows. It looks like Isaiah Simmons is playing rush right end now. That's not what I wanted, but okay, sure. Yeah, Teron Johnson can play the slot, and defensively looking into it, we are looking all right. Well, offensively looking into it, we're looking actually amazing. We are a 88 overall team, 91 offense, 85 defense. So apart from that, guys, we don't need to re-sign anybody at the mid-season mark because it's the fourth and final season. So let's just skip into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a huge win to the Seahawks as we go 9-8 and slip into the playoffs again. Once again with the 7th seed. Makes no logical sense how this team, the Jaguars are an 83 overall. We're a 91 overall and we're 9-8. Okay, stats and awards. Let's see what we got. Josh Allen did great. Top 10 offense. What do we got defensively? We are the top 2 defense. Makes no logical sense why we're 9-8. 4,400 yards. We also have Tyler Bass at kicker and Jake Bailey at punter, so I don't see why our special teams would be bad. 33 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, 64% completion percentage, and rushing wise, Kareem Hunt 13 touchdowns, 4.7 per carry is great, 1,300 yards great. Stephon Diggs 1,200 yards, 8 TDs. Cole Hardman, 7 TDs, almost 1,000 yards. Dawson Knox, 928, 6 TDs. Gabriel Davis with 10 touchdowns. And defensively, Tremaine Edmonds, 119 tackles for a loss. 22 for Von Miller, sacks. 16.5 for Von Miller, interceptions, 2 for Tremaine Edmonds. Only a total of 4 interceptions is garbage. Looking at it, safeties is 0, defensive touchdowns is 0. Makes no logical sense why we are 9-8, like all the previous years. Let's see if we can beat the 10-7 Jaguars just to lose in the divisional, kind of like how we've been doing this entire rebuild. And we beat them 34-28. Now let's watch us lose to the 12-5 Bengals, because that's what's happened this entire rebuild. And do we do it? We beat them 24-27. Now we're here for another coin flip game against the 9-8 Chiefs. How are the Chiefs 9-8? Makes no sense. Let's play them in the conference championship and let's just hop into it. Here we are against the Kansas City Chiefs as it is 7-0 for their start, 7-7, 7-14, high scoring game as always, 14-14. I wish the Bills and the Chiefs would just have a Series 7 instead of the Super Bowl. 14-21, 17-21, 24-21. Come on. 24-24, 27-24. Very close game, 27-31. 34-31, final drive, 34-34, overtime. The coin toss did not screw us over. We won. Let's go. Let's go, baby. We're going to the Super Bowl 40-34 as Patrick Mahomes had a way better game than Josh Allen. Four TDs to 1 interception. Josh Allen had 0 interceptions, though, so actually not that insanely better, but we're going to go to the Super Bowl this time. Here we are in the Super Bowl here to face the 12-5 San Francisco 49ers. Do they have Trey Lance as their QB? That would be a good question. And let's see here. QB, Trey Lance, 94 overall, superstar X Factor. Quite a development. Roster, let's see what we got. Offensively, we look the exact same. Defensively, we look the exact same. Wow, no way. What an improvement to the team. Anyways, let's see if we can beat the San Francisco 49ers to officially successfulize this rebuild, if that's even a word. Niners are an 89 overall. They're a pretty good team. We're a 91 overall. And we already have a successful rebuild because we have made it to the Super Bowl. That's all I need to be considered a successful rebuild. So let's just win it to top it off. And maybe, who knows? Let's just get our 5th Super Bowl loss. I bet that one stings, Bills fans. Here we are against the San Francisco 49ers. It looks like we're playing in the Cowboys Stadium, 7-0 against the Niners. And it looks like 14-0 against the Niners. This defense is holding up quite well. Our offense needs to produce a little bit more and stop punting. 14-7, 17-7, back to a 2-possession lead. 24-7 against the Niners. Just shutting down Trey Lance completely. 24-7. Bills get the Super Bowl. And I think this is their first Super Bowl win in history, if I'm not wrong. I feel stupid for saying that, but I'm pretty sure they lost 4 in a row, and they've never, I don't think they've ever won a Super Bowl until now. So good for them. Let's go. They won a Super Bowl. Looks like, wow, Josh Allen had 0. Okay, interesting. 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Same thing with Trey Lance. But let's see who our Super Bowl MVP is, as this is officially a successful rebuild. I'm honestly surprised we did this because we were 9-8 and we just kept losing the divisional over and over and over again. And it was honestly quite irritating, kind of like how the Ravens keep losing the divisional over and over and over again. So let's see what we got here for the 2024 season recap. Von Miller wins Super Bowl MVP, and there are no other awards here for the Buffalo Bills. This is easily a successful rebuild, as you can tell. $52 million to spend in free agency. Did someone retire? I'm assuming so. This is what the final overlook of the team looks like. Thank you guys all for watching. And apart from that, guys, let me know which team you would like me to rebuild next, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.